Let's go!
Everything already been said.
Who dat nation? What the heck happened to the Panthers? Well, nothing. They're still straight up cheeks, but at least we could be hopeful for 1 week that Derek Carr is going to be something. Okay, so before we show this deep touchdown pass, is this a hold right here on Trevor Penning? Maybe. Okay, they normally have leniency on if your hands are in the frame. I don't know. But this ends up being a really good throw right here by Derek Carr when this pocket is totally collapsed. I love that he doesn't just become simple check down Carr. This could have been thrown, this could have been thrown, this could have been thrown, all for first downs. But Derek says, no, we're chunking this bad boy deep because Rashid Shaheed has a step on the defender. J.C. Horn and Shaheed scores, right? One of the best late-round picks you could have gotten in fantasy this year. And if you want to give this man a free release, go right on ahead. He's just going to burn you every single time. This is good pre-snap recognition right here by Derek Carr as well. If the safety is going to run with Juwan Johnson here, you've got to take this shot. You just do. This also is a really good route by Shaheed. It looks as if he's potentially running a go around this way. So he attacks this DB's instep, and now he's just past him, right? Horn didn't even get a hand on him. That is dangerous, dangerous, dangerous work if you're going up against potentially a top 5 best pure deep threat in the entire NFL. So definitely my biggest L in fantasy this year is going to be Bryce Young. I drafted him quite a bit in underdog leagues, thinking that Canales is going to be not necessarily a savior, but someone that's going to help him, right? Man, he was just so bad, man. And this time around, you know, we had 1,000 different excuses for Bryce Young last year. Bad O-line, bad receivers, all of that. I understand the Saints defense is good, and it's a season opener in the Dome. It's loud, but he was just downright atrocious, just atrociously bad. Okay, I understand Deontay Johnson has hardly zero separation here, but, you know, you've got to at least give him a chance here on 1st and 10, okay? Obviously, there's nobody just open, but this is such a bad airmail on this throw that it's just an easy pick all day, every day, and Adam Thielen did not touch him, so it allowed for a return, right? Man, like, I just can't get over how bad Bryce Young was in this game. I understand that should have been clearly obvious based on how bad he was last year, but this was one of the worst quarterback performances you'll see. And let's be honest, it just felt like the game was just moving so fast for Bryce. I mean, I really like what the Saints did, right? You know, just brought a lot of pressure. Get in his face. He can't see over anyone, right? And you'll see that the Saints just had the perfect call for this. They're not deep routes everybody's running, but there was no check here at all, right? And Bryce just has nowhere to go, and you'll see here, he just kind of runs into his own guy and gets tackled by his own guy. Man, it was just a disaster. Man, I hate bringing everyone tight into the formation unless you're deciding to throw. And that's what the Saints decide to do. This play works almost every time. The only problem here is that there wasn't really much of a play action fake because you're trying to get Kamara out into the flats as soon as possible. There doesn't really need to be that big of a play action fake, but they have it read, right? So this just isn't there. So now you go to your second read right here, which is Juwan Johnson. That's also covered, all right? So Foster Moreau, who was blocking initially, says, look, I'm going to go try and make my own play here. And look at him cut upfield. Derek Carr has a lot of chemistry with Foster Moreau going back to his days with the Raiders. And look at what Carr decides to do. He decides to throw this, right? Once again, delayed, leaking tight end. No one can stop it. I don't think anyone's ever going to stop it. It's just so hard. And, well, it is late. It is thrown over the middle. But the good thing about throwing balls high in the red zone is it's so hard for a DB to pick it, right? There's so many receivers in the NFL that are bigger than the DBs that they actually face. And because he threw it high, it wasn't picked or it wasn't batted down. And Carr makes an amazing play while getting crushed by a defensive lineman right in the sternum. Freaking ridiculous stuff. This from Foster Moreau. He pointed at the referee. Let me know if I'm good. You get a bit of a Gronk spike here. Let's go. That iconic 87 Gronk spike. Good stuff from Foster Moreau. Obviously, I'm very biased being an LSU YouTuber. I'm always going to cheer for the 3 stars, especially one who overcame what Foster Moreau has overcome in his professional career. Love to see, and you can see the team really freaking loves this guy, right? And this is something else I really like to see. You know, we saw a lot of frustration between Chris Olave and Derek Carr last year. Olave's not even on the field. He's not even scoring. Not really getting a gazillion targets early in this game, but the team is winning, and that's called being a good teammate right there. You love to freaking see it. And there's Demario Davis and Derek Carr, who are actually pretty close. You know, they had that big Christian event before the season began. Love. Now, we do miss the high five here, okay, which is kind of on brand for Derek Carr, okay? We'll take it, though. So you see Bryce Young, absolute disaster performance. It gets even worse on this 3rd and 11. I mean, this is just such bad offensive football. It really is bad. And I tried to sound the alarm on Dave Canales. Do I think he's a good play caller? Yes, but you could see from our Bills video that we did, it was a Bryce Young preseason. I don't think Canales is elite, even though he does make his quarterbacks better pretty much everywhere he goes. As a play caller, I'm okay on him. All right? It's 3rd and 11, and it's crowded right here, okay? They have already brought edge pressures, and you have a 6-man protection with running back with 7 guys. 7 guys right at the line of scrimmage. So it's one too many guys for you to block. And you'll see here, on this 3rd and 11, yes, one guy bails here, but there are no checks. There are no hots or anything or any fancy word you want to use. Everything is being run past the sticks, and you're down 17-0 in this game. You need to treat this like it's a 2-down situation. As you can see, there's nothing intermediate. Nothing. So as bad as Bryce Young was in this game, this is bad structure. Part of this is on the quarterback. Maybe he thought Miles Sanders was coming across to pick up Alontae Taylor, but this is what you don't want, okay? You obviously want to pick up the inside guys before you pick up the outside guys, but, you know, this was just an excellent game plan from the Saints. And it's honestly basic college stuff right here, and the Panthers still can't figure it out. Obviously, this next statement is going to be severely biased because, once again, I've already shared my LSU fandom, all right? There will never be another Tyrann Mathieu. It just won't ever happen, right? Football is a sport that features an oblonged object, all right? It's hard to bat a football loose. But Tyrann Mathieu versus Jonathan Mingo, who's as dookie as freaking Bryce Young, been a total disaster of a pick. Boom. Tyrann Mathieu gets the football out, all right? Now, this is the crazier part. Mathieu is on the freaking ground, all right? There's no way you're thinking that he's going to be the one that recovers this fumble. But I don't know how he does this. This is an oblong-shaped object. Someone else is about to get it. He is able to bat it, and it got deflected a few times, and he's still able to deaden the bounce and pick this up after initially stripping it. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense that he's been able to do this dating all the way back to college. One of one. There will never be enough. So Saints say, look, this time we're not going to crowd the line of scrimmage. It looks like we're not blitzing at all. Well, guess what? We're sending Alontae Taylor again, and we're actually bringing everyone. And the last person you think would drop out is Chase Young, right? And, God, this is just an excellent protection. Chuba Hubbard does the right thing to take the innermost guy, but this leaves the faster Alontae Taylor running at full speed here at Bryce Young. And the thing about blitzers, right, Bryce Young is really good at making blitzers miss. That is something he's always going to be good at. But one that is far more athletic than you is a lot tougher to make miss, okay? And you just have absolutely no shot in this scenario, okay? Got to protect it better. It's 23-0. Saints are playing the worst team in the NFL. It is virtually impossible to be worse than the Panthers. Virtually impossible. And they have good pieces, right? And, this is a good job by the Saints. Double team Derek Brown. 3-man rush. Okay, you have to like your defense on a 3-man rush. And obviously, they're flooding this side of the field with patterns. And you're also going to like the fact that the best receiver in this entire game is blocking here. Okay, he's not even going out on a route. So they obviously guard against Kamara here on the out, and they're reading that this is a screen to the flat. Both defenders go to the screen to the flat along with Clowney here. So Derek Carr's like, look, if both defenders go there, Juwan Johnson's going to be in that space, deoccupied by the defenders. And look at this throw. Bang. Perfect. Right on the money. I love Derek Carr's playmaking in this game. Ridiculously good stuff. What would a Saints blowout be without Alvin Kamara? Once again, Saints have the most elaborate set of skill guys, like, Taysom Hill, hand in the dirt, tight end, okay? And this is just nasty stuff, okay, from the Saints offensive line. Good read by AK to see that everyone is just getting flowed out of here. Look at Talise Fuaga just drilling this in completely out of the play. AK gets skinny, and he's done this so many times, y'all. How many times have we seen Alvin do this, man? I would never do this as an NFL player, but then again, I'm not an elite athlete. He walks into the end zone, right? He moves at a different speed than everyone else. I understand he's not same old. And what makes this even more impressive was the exchange here was not smooth at all, right? You'll see that Derek initially is, handing the football off to the left, and then he's late actually getting this football off, unless that's how it was supposed to be done. It might have been, okay? And AK, look, he's walking right here, okay? Just walks nonchalantly right into the end zone, okay? And Derek Brown's just drilling him backwards for no reason. That is just redunculous. I'm telling you. We talk about the Saints have so many one-of-one kind of guys on their team, right? Tyrann on defense, this guy on offense. Taysom Hill is also one-of-one. A bunch of unique personalities. And, man, that's going to pretty much do it for me. Jake Haener came in pretty soon after this. Everybody started getting into the action. Call the Carolina Panthers Mia Khalifa because everybody got a turn. I don't even know what to say about this team, right? Obviously, they're my favorite team, okay? And the fact that they look good is going to have people having so many different opinions about this team. But, man, who dat to the moon? Why not? The beans will hit so hard tomorrow. And for those that get that reference, you are my kind of guy. LSU wins. Saints win. I know it was Nichols, and the Saints played somebody worse than Nichols. But let a man be happy for once. It is Power Hour NFL. Boom. Okay. Floating in your face right now. Some other fun content. And tonight, we're doing ribs. Let's go.